Hi there, how's it going? So, welcome to today's class. In this class, we're gonna learn or we're gonna be practicing reading comprehension and we're gonna practice our reading skills too. And I'm going to be reading some text about instruments. So, please, you follow along as you read, you listen, and if you can read along too, read loud with a loud voice so you can practice your pronunciation. Okay, we're gonna talk about strange instruments. So remember that we're talking about instruments this time, and we're going to talk about some strange instruments that exist and we don't know maybe. So to get started, I'm going to ask you these questions, right? Look at these questions that I'm going to ask you. What instruments do you know? Think about this question and answer. What instruments do you know? Maybe guitar, piano, keyboard, accordion, I don't know. You know what a guitar is and what a piano is? Simple question. There are lots more instruments you probably don't know. Some are very strange, and this is what we're gonna focus today in these instruments. Okay, we're gonna go down and we're gonna start with the first instrument. Okay, the first instrument is called conch shell. Conch shell. You find conch shells on beaches. They are beautiful and colorful. They're also musical instruments. When you blow into them, they make a sound. Um, a lot of cultures use conch shells as instruments. They use them in Japan, in the Caribbean, and in Mexico too. Look at the picture and look what the boy is doing. He's playing an instrument. Believe it or not, this is an instrument. Okay, maybe you didn't know this, right? So this is the first one, and we're gonna go ahead with the second one. Look at this one. This is called sea organ. Did you know the sea can play an instrument? Did you know that? This is an enormous organ in Croatia. The organ makes beautiful sounds when waves crash into it. The waves push air and the organ makes sounds. Right, interesting, right? Look at this beautiful landscape. Let's continue and talk about our third strange instrument, the singing ringing tree. The singing ringing tree. Why it's called the singing ringing tree? Okay, the wind can play instruments too. Listen to this, the wind can play instruments too. This is a sculpture in England. It makes strange sounds when the wind blows through the pipes. Look at the picture. Interesting, right? So it looks like a tree. This is why it's called the singing ringing tree. Look, it's made of lots of pipes. Right, I like it. Let's take a look at our next instrument. Look at these guys, what they're doing in this picture. So they're playing big instruments. It looks like big flutes or recorders, big trumpets, something like that. So let's see what about how about the next instrument. This is called, look at the picture, this is called the didgeridoo. The didgeridoo is from Australia. It makes a very low sound. It is very long. You play it sitting down. The Aboriginal people use the instrument in ceremonies. The instrument is thousands of years old. It is one of the oldest instruments in the world. Interesting. Today, the instrument is used in different music, like rock, jazz, electronic music, and pop. Right. Didgeridoo. I didn't know about this. This is interesting. So let's take a look at our next instrument, which is called the theremin. Theremin. The theremin is an electronic instrument from Russia. A Russian inventor called Leon Theremin invented it in 1920. To play a theremin, you don't touch it. Interesting. Listen to this. You don't touch it. How it sounds. It has two antennae like an insect. Wow. You move your hands near the antennae and the instrument makes sounds. The theremin makes spooky sounds. Wow. Spooky sounds. Sorry, oops. Spooky sounds. The theremin makes spooky sounds. You often hear it in science fiction movies. Take a look at this. Wow, it doesn't look like a real instrument. So let's take a look at the next instrument. Look at this boy, what it has, what's he playing. Wow, this is an instrument, believe it or not, in another country. Okay, let's learn about this instrument. It's called bagpipes. Another instrument that sounds strange are the bagpipes. They have a large bag full of air and tubes for the sound. Bagpipes are made from animal skin. You blow into the bag, then press the bag, and sounds come out of the pipes. The bagpipes are traditional in Scotland, but they probably come from Egypt. Interesting, right? So, guys, so far we have learned and we have talked about strange instruments, or we read about strange instruments. Now it's time for to do some reading comprehension activities, and this is our last instrument. And let's continue with our next activity, which is strange instrument activity number one. So in this activity we need to name the musical instrument. So what instrument do you see in the picture? So please identify the instruments, then you write it down. You copy them down here. So I can see guitar, drum, trumpet, maracas, violin, piano. Okay, you identify them and you write them here, right? Right? So the first one you might write guitar. Second one you might write drum. I don't know. This activity number two, look at the pictures. There are many pictures. You need to circle the musical instruments. You have to circle just the musical instruments. What are the musical instruments here? Maybe the guitar, for sure. It's the guitar, conch shell, drums, and so forth. Okay, you do it. Remember that you don't need to circle the things that you consider are not instruments, right? Don't forget it. And let's see activity or exercise number three. Read and underline the correct option. What do the conch shell, the singing ringing tree, the didgeridoo, and the bagpipes have in common? What do they have in common? They make sound when you hit them. They make sound when air goes through them. They make sound when you touch them. Which is the right answer? So, in my opinion, I think number two is the right answer, right? They make sound when air goes through them. And the last one, activity number 4. Look at this guy. There are two guys playing an instrument. So do you remember the name of this instrument? Okay, so we need to circle 5 differences. Look at the two pictures and we need to find 5 differences. Okay, okay, I found one difference. Look at this at the here on his head. Uh-huh. Maybe the eyebrow. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I can see a difference here in his head. Look at his face. So you continue working on this, and this is the last activity. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you have learned something about the reading, and keep working. If you need to watch the video again, do it to complete the activities. And if you need to learn something or you want to learn something else, okay, that's it. Thank you, and see you in the next class. Bye bye.